In a world full of spotlights and whispers of rumors, no one is truly prepared for the moment when two long-simmering hearts finally speak out. The moment comes without warning, like a gentle breeze suddenly turning into a storm of emotions. And there the names of Ma Xiaoyu and Meng Na resound, no longer as just two individuals, but as a story that has finally found the courage to be revealed. There was no big explosion, no overblown announcement. It was precisely that simplicity that made everything feel so real. In the silence they had maintained, there were thousands of meanings that had never truly been expressed. And when the news finally came, the world seemed to stop for a moment, making room for the love that had been growing silently. Ma Xiaoyu and Meng Na were not a couple often flaunting their togetherness. They chose a different path, a cautious one, far from the hustle and bustle that often erode the beauty of a relationship. But that was precisely where their strength lay, a love that didn't need public validation to survive. For years, fans could only guess. A lingering glance, a slightly different smile, even the small moments that felt more than mere coincidence. All of these were pieces of a puzzle slowly assembled by those who paid close attention. But Ma Xiaoyu and Meng Na never offered a definitive answer. They allowed speculation to grow, but never provided enough evidence to confirm. It was as if they wanted to protect something too precious to share so easily, until finally, the long journey reached an inevitable point. Their engagement was announced in a warm and sincere manner. There was no overdramatization, just a simple statement that carried great meaning. To some, this might be just ordinary news. But to those who had followed their journey, it was the climax of a long story. A story built not on sensationalism, but on patience and sincerity. Meng Na was known as a gentle yet firm figure. Behind her reassuring smile, there was a strength that wasn't always apparent. Meanwhile, Ma Xiaoyu, with her quiet charisma, always managed to create a sense of security for those around her. When two individuals like these met, it was no surprise that their relationship developed so profoundly. They didn't rush, didn't get caught up in the euphoria of the moment. They chose to truly get to know each other, taking their time mindfully. Fans who had been watching finally felt that all the pieces were now neatly falling into place. The closeness that had once been vaguely felt was now taking on a clear shape. It was no longer mere speculation, but a beautiful reality. The moment of the announcement itself was incredibly moving. Many reported feeling a surge of emotion that was hard to describe. It was as if they were part of the journey, witnessing how two hearts had finally found their home. Many recalled old moments, video clips, photos of them together, and even small interactions that were once considered ordinary now felt much deeper in meaning. All of this was proof that their love had indeed grown over a long time. But what was most touching was how they chose to remain themselves. They hadn't changed because of expectations, hadn't been tempted to be something they weren't. That authenticity was what made their story feel so intimate and real. This engagement wasn't the end, but rather the beginning of a new chapter. A journey that would certainly bring new challenges, but also greater hope. And for them, this was a step taken with complete confidence. The love they built wasn't one they rushed. It grew slowly, like a tree whose roots strengthen over time. And when it finally blossomed, its beauty felt all the more meaningful. Fans also offered incredible support. Congratulations, prayers, and well wishes poured in endlessly. All of this was proof that their story wasn't just theirs, but had touched countless hearts. There was something so calming about the way they navigated this relationship. No fuss, no over-the-top hype, just two people choosing to walk together at a rhythm they understood. And perhaps, therein lies the greatest lesson of this story. That love doesn't always have to be seen to be felt. That what matters is not how many people know, but how deeply the feelings grow. Now, with the engagement announced, the world finally sees what has been hidden. A love that is imperfect, but that is precisely why it feels so real. Ma Xiaoyu and Meng Na have proven that patience and sincerity still have a place in this fast-paced world. That there is beauty in waiting, in caring, and in choosing not to rush. And as this new chapter begins, one thing is certain. Their story is not over. Instead, it truly begins now. with greater hope and a love that has stood the test of time. As news of the engagement spread, the wave of emotions from fans became more palpable. It wasn't just happiness, but also a sense of emotion that's hard to describe. Many felt as if they had been watching this journey from the beginning, growing with each small moment that once seemed simple. Some say this kind of love is rare in today's fast-paced, stressful world. A relationship built not on sensation, but on trust that slowly strengthens over time. And perhaps that's what makes Ma Xiaoyu and Meng Na's story so special to many. Looking back, many signs now seem so clear. The way they silently supported each other, how they were always present without being seen, and the warmth radiated in brief interactions that were often overlooked. All of these are now memories with new meaning. Even those who were initially skeptical eventually acknowledged that there was something different about this relationship. It wasn't just ordinary closeness, but a deeper connection, one that couldn't be faked or fabricated. Something only those who truly paid attention could feel. Behind all this happiness, of course, was a long journey that wasn't always easy. Every relationship has its challenges, and theirs was no exception. But precisely because of that, the decision to take the next step felt all the more meaningful. Meng Na and Ma Xiaoyu seem to teach us that love isn't just about beautiful moments, but also about persevering in the moments that others can't see. About choosing to stay together, even when circumstances aren't always in their favor. Now, the future lies before them, full of possibilities. No one knows for sure what will happen, but one thing is clear. They've chosen to walk together, and it's already a very strong start. Fans hope that this happiness will continue, that what they have patiently built will continue to grow and develop into something greater. That sincere support provides an invisible, yet deeply felt, boost of energy. And amidst it all, the story of Ma Xiaoyu and Meng Na remains a simple reminder that true love doesn't always have to be loud. Sometimes, it exists in the silence, quiet, sincere, and enduring. Behind the increasingly bright spotlight, they continue to walk the same path as before, calm and mindful. There's no drastic change in their demeanor, as if this engagement isn't a change of direction, but merely a clarification of the goals they've believed in together from the start. Many are beginning to realize that the strength of their relationship lies not in the big moments, but in the small, consistent things. Simple attention, a presence that isn't always visible, and a mutual understanding that doesn't always have to be said. These are the things that form the strongest foundation. As time goes by, their story will likely continue to evolve in ways that aren't always predictable. But if there's one thing to be certain of, it's that they approach each step with the same calm as when they first began. Unhurried, but also unwavering. And perhaps, ultimately, that's what makes Ma Xiaoyu and Meng Na's story so memorable. Not just because they eventually got engaged, but because of how they got there slowly, sincerely, and meaningfully. A journey that reminds many that the best love is often the one that grows slowly, yet steadily.